Then on my mother's side, I have a classic story of pogroms against the Jewish communities in the Baltic states where they lived, and in Moscow in the late 19th century, early 20th century, and a story about that part of my family came to America. And so he was an academic. My great-grandfather, my mother's grandfather.
My
mother's grandfather was a guy called Elias Avery Lowe, who was he was a professor of paleography at Oxford and at I think at the Institute for Advanced Study in Princeton as well. And he knew a lot about ancient documents. He knew a huge amount. His skill was probably now almost totally redundant because everything is on the internet, but it was all in his head. And he wrote a
book,
a big series of, I have it at home, a huge collection called the Codices Latini Antiquiores, Codices Latini Antiquiores, which is the older Latin codexes, manuscripts. And this was stuff that came from, it came out of the sack of Constantinople, of Byzantium in 1453. Then it kind of goes around Europe, and this is how the classics were revived in Western Europe. He knew about the manuscripts that contained the seeds of that Renaissance, that revival. A lot of which, by the way, were preserved by great Muslim scholars as well, as I'm sure you know very well.